talking about communication, the masterful communication, 90% of communication is the communication that you have with yourself. That's your number one audience is your brain. 10% is the rest of the world. You're gonna say to me, Ross, you're crazy. No. Communication is what you are saying to yourself. If you can master through practices the communication of what you are saying to your voice in the morning, what you're saying to your voice during the day, how you're practicing your own communication to your brain throughout the day, that communication voice not only strengthens your brain, not only gives you a purpose, but also makes you a better communicator to the rest of the world. So all you need to do is just master the communication to yourself. Do the self-talk communication. You can self-talk. Like for example, me doing these videos, in many ways, you're not the audience. I'm posting these to have some fun, but you're not the audience. I am. I'm the audience here. I am the one that's listening to this. I'm the one that my brain's listening to. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. And so 90% of being a great communicator is what you say to you. Because if you're talking to your brain, even when you're not talking, your brain's talking. Your brain's talking to you, saying things to you. Even when you're going on social media, you're communicating stuff from on the sites that you go to your brain. So if you're going on social media looking at negative stories, if you're going on the news, and 99% of all news is always negative, right? What are you communicating to your brain? Negative news. If you're waking up in the morning with negative thoughts about yourself, if you're saying, well, I'm not good enough, if you're waking up in the morning talking negatively about somebody else, about a conversation that you had 3 weeks ago, about an argument you had 3 weeks, all this is killing your communication skills. And also, you're hurting your brain neurons. The best communicators in the world are the ones that do self-communication. What are you saying to yourself? Sometimes, and this must sound really weird, it's always good to look at yourself in the mirror and start talking. I actually think it's great to even talk to yourself. Spend 10 minutes a day just talking aloud. And let your voice start to talk to yourself and start talking to yourself in a positive way, in a positive mode. Let the brain start listening to you, because the best communicator, you know what the best communicators communicate? You know what they communicate? The best communicators, you know what we're communicating to somebody else's emotions. And feelings. There's a difference between emotions and feelings. Feelings is what our subconscious. Feelings is our subconscious brain. It's at the back of the brain. It's the model that's going to tell us how we're going to feel based on what happens straight away. So if I, for example, have a bad experience with dogs in the past, and I walk out on the streets, all of a sudden I see a dog, my emotions are going to be really, really scared because of my feelings to a dog. However, if my feelings of the past and my relationship and experience with dogs are great, and I see a dog at the front, then my emotions are going to react differently, and I'm going to have different feelings. Now, the way we communicate feelings and emotions to our brain, and the way we talk to our brain, is going to have an effect of the way we talk to the rest of the world. And what we're talking to the rest of the world, once you have a brain that's excited, that's passionate, that has a purpose, that has a problem to solve, that's authentic. And you have these feelings and emotions, because as a deep learner, you're using your feelings and emotions to develop new knowledge, to use new knowledge, to apply it to a problem. So the best communicators in the world, the very best communicators in the world, are able to use their feelings and emotions to capture and to grab your feelings and emotions. So we're grabbing my feelings and emotions, and I'm trying to communicate to your feelings and emotions, to grab your feelings and emotions, and they're the best communicators. And so you meet a lot of great speakers, and perceived great speakers, but I went to a speech yesterday to a presentation, and the guy seemed to be doing everything right. He looks like he's done 100 communication courses, and he speaks right, he stands right, he uses the right words. But 5 minutes into it, I was bored. He wasn't even connecting. Half the people started to walk out. You could see people weren't connecting to this speaker, and there was another speaker who wasn't refined. He wasn't necessarily using any rules. He just came in as his authentic self, and all the audience were hooked on this guy. And there was moments where he was just standing there for a minute, and we were just looking at him because he had a lot of feelings and emotions, and whatever he was selling, everyone was buying because he was connecting feelings and emotions to us. And I was in the audience, and I was excited, and I actually wanted to know more about this person because he was connecting to my feelings and emotions. And that's what the best communicators in the world do. They've got a way to connect feelings and emotions to the other. If you have the ability to master communicating feelings and emotions by your positive self-talk to other people, you are doing anything you want, because that is one of the greatest skills ever.